Meta's in the news, Meta, Facebook, because guess what? They're getting it. they got the memo. I mean, I actually think Mark Zuckerberg got the memo when Donald Trump was nearly assassinated. He started making, I think, some subtle changes then. But the big change is Nick Clegg is out, and the new guy that's in is Joel Kaplan. He's replacing Nick. Nick was a real, liberal from the UK. And now Joel, who used to be sort of a liaison with the Trump White House and a lot of Republican or conservative contributors to Meta, he's now actually stepping in as the new head of global policy. So that shows a major shift there in terms of the sentiment at Meta. So hopefully they're going to be a little bit more accepting of various viewpoints, and that's critical, right? Again, like if you want to survive in social media now, you've got the likes of X that you're competing against. So you need, and Google for that matter, YouTube, because look, I'm here live with you right now from halfway across the world, and I'm able to say what I think here on this platform. Please make sure you subscribe, share, like, all that good stuff. So there's a lot of competition out there. And so Meta's recognizing this, but I also think, like, on some level, and maybe I'm being naive here, but I don't know how you could see what happened to Donald Trump there at that Pennsylvania rally and not be moved by that and not feel like this was some amazing force, amazing act of God that he made it through. I think Mark Zuckerberg did do a little bit of soul searching after this, as he told Emily Chang at the time at Bloomberg. Watch.
I mean, on a personal note, it's, seeing Donald Trump get up after getting shot in the face and pump his fist in the air with the American flag is one of the most badass things I've ever seen in my life. But look, I mean, it's, and I think, look, it's, at some level as an American, it's like hard to not get kind of emotional about that spirit and that fight. And I think that's why a lot of people like the guy.
Yeah. So that was something. And Mark Zuckerberg also called Donald Trump after and spoke to him. And I think that was the beginning of the shift. And I think the tech community now recognizes that the survival of America, the survival of tech, is going to come down to freedom. And if you don't have that freedom, if you've got the deep state orchestrating everything, as they did with Biden, I mean, it's all come out. The Wall Street Journal did a big piece on it. Turned out they didn't even show Biden any of the intelligence that was coming out of that Wuhan lab. They didn't show Biden his polls, for goodness sakes. He didn't even know how badly he was doing. They didn't show Biden anything. Not that he could have handled it, because he was in such a terrible state. Unbelievable what they sold the American public. And that is one of the biggest scandals in modern times. Certainly the biggest scandal I've ever seen in journalism. So there's that going on. And so Zuckerberg's saying, okay, wait a second. Maybe I was sold a bill of goods too. So he's coming around bit by bit. I do think that installing Joel is going to be a big deal and a big help towards reshifting things there. But don't forget, they get a big employee base. You got a very liberal, very woke employee base. It's what I say with all these big companies. The problem with so many of them, like a Disney, like a Facebook, Meta, is that you just have institutional bias that you're going to have to chip away at. Elon did it by just firing everyone. You could get rid of 80% of the population of workers there at some of these companies. In the case of X, that's exactly what he did. And you can try and shave back some of that woke bias that way. CNN's got the same issue. Although I was impressed, they actually had a comedian on New Year's Eve that actually was funny and had a few jokes at CNN's expense. I want to play that for you, but before I do, remember one of our great sponsors on the show is American Heart for Gold, and you can up to $15,000 in free silver right now with your gold purchase. For qualifying gold purchases, just go to trishlovesgold.com today. Trish Loves Gold. You can text my name, Trish, to 65532 or call them at 1-888-495-1115, 1-495-1115 today. Because gold is one of those things that you want when there's a lot of inflation. It's getting cold out here, by the way, you guys. Switzerland is chilly when the sun goes down.